Masters of the Universe is the second live-action adaptation of the hit cartoon/toy line. It's directed by Travis Knight and written by Chris Butler, David Callahan, Aaron, and Adam Nee. The movie follows Prince Adam as he returns to his home planet of Eternia to take on his destiny as He-Man and save his home from the evil forces of Skeletor. This will be a spoiler-free review, but let me know, are you a fan of the 80s cartoon? Have you seen or are you interested in seeing Master of the Universe? Let me know down in the comments below, and without wasting any more time, let's just jump straight into it. Starting off with the good, this movie is unashamed of its origins. It's from what I've seen and heard from people who I know watched the show when they were younger. This is unabashedly true to the original cartoon, and that makes it for better and for worse. It feels right in line with the show. From what I've seen, the characterizations, the cheesy, and I mean very cheesy jokes, all the way to the belly laugh that they do at the end of every episode. It's all here, and if you're a fan of the show, I don't see why you won't like this movie just as much. It's made for the fans of the show, and that could also be seen as its biggest issue. Travis Knight and everyone involved with this movie should be praised for how much they poured into making this movie as good as they could. You can tell everyone wanted to make the best adaptation possible and gave it their all in every department. Eternia is a great example of everything. It feels so colorful and magical that you wish you were there yourself. From the design of the city and the Castle Grayskull are all well done. Then you get more of the world's beautiful forest to Snake Mountain. Great production design and artistic direction all around. The costume design also felt like they were ripped straight from the show as well. Just the attention to detail from every single character to the robot to the battle cat, everything was a really good job, and they should be praised for that. They all did a phenomenal job, and I can't stress that enough. The music is also really good, not just the original soundtrack, that's great, but the usage of, I think, 80s music. I'm not 100% sure on the time frame of the songs, but it would make sense that they are from the 80s. But they really fit well with what the movie was going for, and whenever they use an 80s song, that you know that you're going to have a good scene to go along with it. While I wish the movie had more fight sequences, the ones that they do have are really good, especially a few towards the end of the movie. One with He-Man fighting a bunch of goons while he's trying to save his father and confront Skeletor. You can just see that he's trying his best with the power that he's been given, but he has no real training on the level of that he should be. So he has the very basics, but it feels very primal and not really understanding of how to use the power yet. That was great, and then you get the final confrontation with Skeletor. It might be seen as a spoiler, but I don't really think so because it's just talking about the fight. And while it does have great action as well, something I thought made it stand out versus the other action scenes is Skeletor tries to play dirty. He goes into Adam's mind, trying to destroy him from the inside out, all while his body is failing him as well. So to then getting the great final fight, actually fist to fist, sword to sword, sword to staff, whatever he is. He-Man has his full power, he knows how to completely use it, and Skeletor in all his glory. It's a great final battle to end the movie on, and it really ends it on a high note for me. And while a lot of the characters feel very true to their cartoon counterparts, to me there are two that really just stand above the rest of them, and those two are Jared Leto's Skeletor and Nicholas Galitzines. I think that's how I pronounce his name, is He-Man. No one does a bad job here, but these two are easily carrying a lot of the movie on their backs. Nicholas Galitzines plays this He-Man with so much sincerity. You believe that this goofy, down-to-earth guy could also become He-Man, and that he is a hero that was foretold so long ago. And while I think the whole masculinity plot point of a man is more than just a fighter and all that kind of jazz that goes with it is a bit overplayed now, they never make it feel like they're just smacking you in the face with that over and over again. And if He-Man is this understanding, patient defender of the weak, but knows how to lay it all on the floor when he needs to, showing off that true masculinity looks like to some people, Skeletor is the complete opposite of that. He uses his power to spread fear, uses those as a means to an end, and will let nothing get in his way to get what he wants. He is everything that masculinity shouldn't be according to this movie, which is probably correct, but this would not be the case without Jared Leto's performance. Jared Leto as Skeletor can be scary, he can be intimidating, he can be insanely funny and demented over the top kind of way. And he can also just be a joke of a person in line with how Skeletor is in the cartoon. Jared Leto just slips right into the character so well, and you can't even tell that it's him unless you had prior knowledge. Everything that most people know Skeletor nowadays for, Jared Leto brings to life better than anyone could have ever imagined. Every scene he's in, he steals the show, and his awkward behavior when he's joking that can jump straight into being terrifying is amazing. Skeletor's humor and the way his armies react to his humor is really hilarious. His mannerisms, his expression on the skull is so great. It's kind of crazy to me that a guy with a skull for a head can emote so well. You get more expression from him than so many other characters in the movie. It's amazing. And not to mention the costume and the effects for Skeletor are all so well done. To me, for an adaptation of a beloved cartoon, comic book character, game, anything like that, or show, Skeletor deserves to be up there with one of the best. Moving on to the mix, this movie's humor is very hit or miss. It's very cheesy, understandably so. It's staying true to the show's aesthetic and everything like that. But because of that, you're going to get a lot of people rolling their eyes at the humor that's going for. And for me, I was chuckling at a good amount of the jokes, but also thought some of the jokes were very easy and just not funny. Like the jokes about a character's name being Fisto. They make that joke not once, not twice, but 3 times. One time was more than enough for me, but 3 times, to me, it's just like, come on now. Let's move on from that already. But not everything is like that, thankfully. But to me, the jokes are very hit or miss overall. And that's going to be a huge factor for a lot of people if this movie works or not for them. Moving on to the bad, I think this movie is a bit too long for its own good. It takes way too long to get off Earth, and I know that you have to set up your character's longing to finally get home and all that, so when he finally gets a chance to go home, it's more satisfying. But to me, the only reason we stay on Earth longer than we should is because of what happens with Skeletor in the end of the movie, and him using all that He-Man despises about his life on Earth to his benefit. But I couldn't care less for the Earth section of this movie. It's beyond boring and just holds the movie back from getting to eternity and all the fun stuff that we were here for. Like I said, in the mixed aspects, I did like some of the jokes here and there, but some of the jokes are just really, really bad. That's one of the ways I do wish the movie tried to modernize itself. You can still feel true to the original source material while cutting down on the stuff that hasn't aged the best, like all the super cheesy over-the-top jokes, or just cut back on how many you have of them. I think either one of those ways you could have helped the movie's humor a lot more, and it probably would have hit more with more people than just your target audience. I do think some of the side characters could have been fleshed out and given more to do as well, other than Man-at-Arms, who also doesn't get many action sequences except for the beginning of the movie, and Teela. The rest of them just aren't given many moments to really stand out, and I get that it's hard when you're focusing most of the movie on He-Man and his little group of friends and not everyone else. But other than a cool sequence here and there for each of them in the final big battle, they're just defined by what they do with their powers, like Fisto or Ram Man. I can't even remember the guy's long necks. But surprisingly, there's a girl who was given a lot more attention than I thought, and she was someone who bullied Adam when he was younger. She got way more time in the final battle. She was given cooler stuff to do than most of the other side characters who Adam remembers from his childhood being his heroes. That's just a really odd choice to me, but maybe she was more prominent in the cartoon. I don't personally know, but I can't even remember her name. So that just goes to show how much of an impact she left on me. I don't think they ever said her name, maybe. Wow. Just thinking about now. That's kind of wild to me. But even in his own party, Roboto is just kind of there to be there. I don't think she added much to the group, and same with Battle Cat, who I wanted way more of. Who doesn't want more of a big green tiger named Battle Cat in their movie? He was just brought back into the movie at the very tail end and wasn't really given anything to do in the movie, which sucks. Like, I get it, you have to bring him back because he was in the movie at the beginning, but to me, he was given the least to do out of everyone in He-Man's group. And I think, personally, getting him into the party earlier, having him escape from Skeletor's original attack, showing that maybe, and then having a chance meeting with He-Man when he and his group are lost in the forest, that could have given him more time with the party and could have given him an epic fight sequence that he really didn't get. But we don't really get that, and he's hardly in the movie, and I wanted more Battle Cat, and I will hold it against the movie. Maybe in the sequel we'll get more Battle Cat, but I honestly don't think we're going to get a sequel, sadly enough. This movie cost a lot of money, and I don't think the returns on interest is going to be there. Masters of the Universe isn't afraid of its source material, for better and for worse. It has an all-time villain adaptation, Jared Leto's Skeletor, and it is just as dumb and fun as a cartoon was. While your enjoyment of the movie will come down to if you grew up with the cartoon or are willing to fully buy into everything that the movie is trying to be. But to me, Masters of the Universe gets an 8 out of 10, and I think it's a very enjoyable time at the movies, and you should definitely see it. And if it does get a sequel, I hope it does tone down the overly corny jokes and gives its side characters way more to do and fleshes them out more. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.